Hey guys, I'm Alan Stulberg. Welcome back to the final segment of the Handbuilt Show 2018, brought to you by BMW Motorcycles and live stream brought to you by Progressive. I'm here with Timothy Harney.
Harney.
Tell me, you're a deep Southern man, are you not?
I'm of a Southern constitution when it serves me.
From, is it Georgia?
I hawk from the Yankee state of New York,
Oh.
but my
yes.
heart is always deeply in the South.
I recall a time when we were sucking on mint juleps on the back patio.
Going through the blue grasses of the South, thinking about the better days and of
We were in Florida. I remember.
those were better times within you have done a great job of dusting off the cobwebs and making this place look respectable.
Thank you. It's been a lot of work, Tim. It's been a lot of work. We're all very tired. I know that did you drive down from New York with your bike?
I wouldn't dare do something as pedestrian as drive.
No, you got your private jet. And
We
flew
took
down.
a limo from our private jet. And we made sure that nobody made eye contact with us.
So, in all seriousness, this is Tim Harney. Am I saying it correctly? Is it Harney or Harney?
It's Harney.
Harney, okay. Tim Harney.
It's with a Z.
Yeah, you
It's
can
14 Z's
you can
in there.
Google that. You
Yep.
can Google Tim Harney. You'll find that he builds motorcycles out of his apartment. That's the size of a postage stamp
Yeah,
in
I'm in
Brooklyn.
New York City.
In Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm in between a bodega and a mattress, and that's where I do most of my assembly is on the mattress.
You steal like electricity from the bodega.
Yeah. Most of like my lift is actually the bodega stand. So you can buy like a Colt 44 or 45 and my motorcycle parts.
I think it's working. Apparently, that this is working out for you.
This is comprised of tinfoil, and like I had
And a black sticker.
This is all like if you push on this will all just cave in.
So I have visited, I think, your workshop. I was at your old workshop. You might have a new workshop now, right?
I have 2 workshops for the next month.
Okay, so
I'm very fancy.
the thought I came away from visiting Tim's workshop was it's harder to do what we do at Revival where you live because the cost of living is so much higher. Dude, just your workshop. I can't imagine what the rent costs every month.
My workshop is I could have a very handsome mansion, or I could have
in
a
the
very
South.
dirty
Yeah, in the South.
I could have my Victorian that I've always dreamed of.
Yeah.
Or I could have kind of a dingy, 3,000 square foot space in Bushwick, Brooklyn, where all the
That's
cool
pretty
kids
big
hang
for
out.
Bushwick.
3,000 square feet is like it's like a castle.
Yeah, it's like a heaven.
Yeah.
Do you live there too?
No. I have
okay.
a wife that thinks better of
Insists.
us living in like squalor and dirt, grease.
She struck me as fairly intelligent.
She's definitely
Except for the marrying
smarter
you
of the
part.
two.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes.
If you can't tell, Tim and I met before. This could go on for hours. Let's talk about your motorcycle.
Oh,
Is this a motorcycle?
I think this could be one of mine.
Yeah.
It looks okay.
So what is this thing?
Uh,
I literally don't know anything about it other than it's got my color on my
Yeah.
favorite color on the frame.
so I took a page out of Revival's book.
That's not my book.
Okay,
No,
I
that's not my
honestly
book.
I took a page out of every
1980s.
every kid from the 80s book,
Yeah.
which was make I don't know, the most ridiculous, hot, flashy, kind of silly motorcycle. It's supposed to be like a little bit of serious mixed with a whole bunch
I was
of
going to say,
stupid.
there's some serious things going on here. There's definitely serious things.
Yeah, well,
What
so
does this start off as? What was this?
I took an engine, and then I took some dimensions of my favorite motorcycles that I've ridden. This is geometry is a TZ750 mixed with an Aprilia RS 125. So I got 23.5 degree rake. I've got a really like a shorter wheelbase, and it's all kind of defined by my weight, and which is ever increasing. So
it's
I'm
a
gonna have to,
KTM swing arm.
KTM 690 swing arm.
Which is my bike outside, we got to
yeah.
see, by the way. Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's mine, yeah.
All right. Frame is a chromoly frame I just made. I just
you made it from scratch?
Yeah.
It looks great. That's what I was trying to figure it out. I didn't know the frame.
Yeah. Oh, no. So, I mean, this is the third iteration of this frame. So there's 3 really dangerous frames before this, and this one is less
works.
dangerous.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. And then the motor is what?
The motor is a DRZ 400, and then we bored it, and we put some cams in it. We put some fun carbureting, this and that. Yeah, it's got an Edelbrock carb, which is weird.
I didn't even know they made a chamber carb
They make
that small.
one carburetor for motorcycles, and it's unfortunately or fortunately in here. It has no jets. It has just one really weird needle.
It's an on-off.
Yeah, it has no idle circuit.
Yeah, none.
Like a proper race bike.
Okay.
So, but the goal of this motorcycle was, I don't know, to do something that was indicative of me. It's a little serious and a lot silly, but it's capable.
How much does it weigh?
214 pounds.
You could have just put this in your carry-on.
Do you want to see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to get on camera or not, but...
Here. Oh, man. Yeah,
It's like...
Yeah. That's not much.
A little bit of nothing.
You really could put it in your carry-on.
Yeah, here.
What? Yeah, okay.
I like your dozer hat.
You like that? What is this about?
This is about being serious. About everything.
All right. About serious motorcycle building.
Yeah.
So you haven't taken it to the track yet. I can tell by the tires.
I know.
Are you going to?
No, so these tires are left over from the last bike.
Oh, okay.
That my friend was so nice enough to throw down the track in Barber.
This one's been on the track. I see. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, that one's been on the track. This one hasn't.
Yeah.
This is soon to be.
So, in other words, you spent the money that you should have spent on new tires paying the rent to live in effing Bushwick.
You know what? Like, if you find a hustle, you figure out how to kind of live in your space and live in your world, and there's always a different way to hustle. I mean, this is a bike for me, but it's also simultaneously like a promotional tool for some other things that I'm doing.
What? Tell me about it.
I'm going to
plug it.
All right. So I'm making or at least I'm going to attempt for 2019 a world speed record at Bonneville.
Okay.
So for some investors that I'm kind of courting.
Okay.
This is a way to show that, hey, I'm capable of actually making a motorcycle that can not only go around a track, but it can successfully and actually win. So we're going to enter this in some races, and I'm going to get a proper AMA license. I also have to get the AMA license through this, so I can actually attempt the record at Bonneville.
Okay.
You can't do it without a license. So this is kind of like a look at me kind of bike. You know, hot pink is with the carbon fiber and all this stuff's all custom made.
This carbon work is all custom. Did you do this?
No. These guys at Tannermatic were nice enough. They're in New Hampshire. It's Matt Tannermatic. So I gave him a mold out of insulating foam.
Yeah.
And somehow he derived this.
I like the little spoiler lip.
So this is all derived from. So I'm big into cars.
Yeah.
As you know.
I mean, it's very automotive.
It is. So the front of this is all derived from my BMW 2002.
Yeah.
So it's a 76 2002, and
With
this
the
is
slanted.
This is exactly the lip that I have on my car. It's even the same angle, which is bizarre.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the angle I'm seeing. Yeah.
The angle of the dangle. Yeah.
That's good.
And you know the bike only goes I don't know, maybe like 120 miles an hour. So I'm not really like scrubbing off a lot of speed.
It's a corner bike.
Aerodynamics. I just wanted something that I can, you know,
tuck in and
actually. And then Rizoma was nice enough to help me out with some parts. Really nice guys. It's kind of like jewelry, and so we bedazzled my motorcycle with some Rizoma and like everything from my frame sliders or they're actually like structural elements for my fairing now. I mean, you just slam into.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Screw the fairing. Save the frame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we were nice enough. My friend was nice enough to make like a handful of these fairings for me. So,
okay, so you're good.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I'm not a wealthy man, and I can't really afford to go down and just go through carbon fiber fairings like, you know, one-off fairings all the time. So he was nice enough to quote me a price for a bunch of different fairings. So, yeah.
Dude, I'm excited for you.
I'm excited to break this bike. The hope is that I can break the motor and not break me in the process. That I
hope so.
I can ride past the limits of this, and that's the goal is to show that I'm capable. And it's just as much for an investor's sake as it is for my own sake. So yeah, it's like an awesome awesome thing to do with your weekends.
Typically, the stuff I see from you is more of an artistic bike with less purposeful. I mean, come on. Last thing I saw from you was an Indian, flathead Indian bike, right?
Yeah. So
like,
I mean,
wasn't it an Indian or
Harley?
It was a Harley. That's right. Yeah, flathead Harley.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to get away from. So I got into motorsports through open wheel racing.
Yeah.
So I was racing Chevrons and Lolas and big like K&M kind of cars with a buddy of mine. I was living vicariously through his father's race team.
Okay.
And then somehow that got kind of diluted, and then like engineering, like really purpose-built cars became motorcycles, and those motorcycles became really like artful. And I went to art school and I finger paint and I paint paintings because I'm feeling sad or whatever. And then I was like, that's silly. And this is the revitalization of me getting back into cars and racing and things of performance and things that actually are capable.
Super capable. I don't know if you noticed, but we brought in, we talked about it earlier, a race bike.
Yeah, the
race bike. It's like we're the newscasters, right? There's a hurricane going, and some guy just floats past.
We've got a high pressure system coming up here into the northeast.
So tell me, how's your Handbuilt show been this year?
My Handbuilt show has been amazing.
Right.
And I know that's, it's an easy thing to say.
It's good. Handbuilt show's been amazing.
Handbuilt show's really fun just because it is an all-encompassing kind of weekend. You got MotoGP. There's I just came back from a toy store getting weird, silly things.
That's what that was from, yeah. And you went to MotoGP.
Yeah, Ann's Toy Depot.
Okay.
Or something. But it's always a really fun experience. Everything from meeting all the other builders, and trying to figure out what it is and why they did what they did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's the car culture here is infinitely better than New York City, non-existent.
That's how I feel when I go to LA. It's infinitely better car culture than there is here, but
but
it's all relative.
Yeah, but it's really if we're gonna call motorcycles a conversation, it's a bunch of really interesting conversations. So it is.
I'm glad it's good. It's been good though. I mean, you've been to a few now.
I've been to 4, I think.
Oh
you guys have been nice enough to
4?
have me at 4, which is whether by your bad or my good graces. One way or another.
Actually, I just now realized who you were. Damn it. Don't remind me, quit. No more Tim Harney, guys. No more Tim Harney. The troublemaker.
I am. I try to be.
Dude, I'm glad. I'm curious. I've never asked. I need to know.
These are my real tits.
No.
Oh, no.
What got you into motorcycling?
It's kind of a bit of a long-winded story, but I went to school.
I know you can make it short. Okay, good. It's a good story. I liked it. Yeah. You went to school, and then you learned motorcycles.
And I was like,
stay with it.
I should not go to school. No, I went to school for industrial design, and I lived off of this train called the G train in New York City, and it was just the worst transit system ever. And I thought, what would be the more efficient way to get around New York City? I got into motorcycles totally out of utilitarian sake.
Okay.
I didn't see this as an exciting, compelling thing to do.
Transportation.
It was and it made sense that you could park it on the street, and it was really cheap.
Yeah.
So, but the problem was that I couldn't afford to buy a motorcycle. I was in college, and I was a fuck up kid, as most art school kids are, and so I built my first motorcycle, and I think it was the third day I got $1,000 tickets. it was a bunch of different tickets.
Right.
It had no brakes, no headlight, no taillight, no VIN, no registration. I had no helmet on, so I got handcuffed to my bike. They're nice enough to unhandcuff me. They said I could walk it home, so I walked it down the street to the bar, and I stayed at the bar, and they parked outside of the bar all night long just so I wouldn't ride it home. And
You're right,
I don't
this
know.
is a long story.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
what made you stay on a motorcycle?
Because that was terribly exciting.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's I always talk about this thing, this conversation about motorcycles, and it's an infinitely more compelling, kind of life journey. And different motorcycles have a whole different kind of compelling reason to do them. A track bike compared to the R9Ts are really this subtle, soft-spoken bike. They're really fun. I put 600 miles on one of those in one day.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't own one, but they're and then, I rode a Pedigali R, one of those new 1299s. That's so exciting. Also wouldn't own one of those. It's ridiculous. It's unrideable on the street.
Can't do that.
Yeah, but as a conversation, just something like you pick up and you talk about, and like it's really exciting. So the more bikes that I get to experience, be it a car or a bike, is I think the more exciting and kind of fruitful a life that I get to live.
I mean, the answer is common. Everyone, it's an experience that they can't get away from once they got into it, right?
Yeah,
That's
like my pop didn't, work in the garage. My parents are journalists, and I got into it, despite them actually.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell them for the first 8 years that I was riding around on motorcycles.
Yeah. That's what most people did, right? Yeah.
Yeah, shattered my hand, and from the hospital called my mom to tell her that I might need hand surgery. But
it's funny, dude. You said you went to school for industrial design. I didn't know that part. I was talking with Ian Barry yesterday, and we were talking about, I think it was Ian, it might have been Miguel. I was talking to Miguel Galuzzi.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know what industrial design meant. Yeah. I didn't know what industrial design meant. When it came to that was a study of industrial design. In hindsight, if I could go back to school, if I was going to go back to school, what would it be? It would be industrial design, without a doubt. But at the time,
it's products.
Yeah, that's the passion. Industrial design, as it applies to something that gives me an experience, not just an iPad or a watch or you know what I mean, like an actual piece that gives me a real visceral experience. That's what drives me towards it, and I find the same with a lot of guys.
Well, a lot of bike builders kind of get lost in this translation of art and function, and lose sight of that these are products that you're going to put somebody on, and you need to create some kind of, be it either physical or mental warranty on it. And like, I'll give you, just speaking about my bike, if I were to put somebody else on this, I am responsible as a product designer for the conclusion or outcomes of what happens. So I need to do things like, I need to have like really good brakes, and I need to have really good like flex in the frame, and these are all really relevant things. And as a product designer, I was always taught, if you're going to make one thing at a time, then you should call yourself an artist and not a product designer. And so personally, what I'm getting away from is building one bike at a time and building volume of whatever it is that I'm building. And it's more a testament to at least my innovation in engineering than it is on how creative I feel that day. Trying to get away from how I feel about something and how it can make somebody else feel.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks.
Dude, I mean it. Like, doing more. I mean,
yeah.
We tend to get wrapped up in doing one piece at a time, although we're simultaneously doing 6 bikes at a time. One is always the most important that we're focusing.
So here's the kind of the rebuttal to my own statement, which is, as bike builders, as Revival and as the Max Cezannes and Woolies and he's developed a language. His product is his language. I can tell when I see one of your bikes, or when I see Max's or Shinya's, or that's that language. It's a really hard thing to come up with, and it's also a really hard thing to maintain a reputation while doing so. But they've done it. You guys have done great jobs. No one's out there like, Revival guys, they make pretty bikes, but they're shit to ride.
They all ride.
No, but that's like, you guys had a bike at the stock exchange. I mean, like, as a product designer, I thought that was one of the greater compliments that one could give you.
It was a good day. It was a good day.
You're at the epicenter of commerce in the United States, where things are traded and sold.
And presenting a piece of art.
You can convey it as artwork, or you can convey it as your product is your kind of your design language. As I saw, you guys delivered your product. And it was a great introduction to a larger audience.
That's a whole nother side of this conversation we haven't had all weekend. So thanks, dude. No, I'm with you. You're talking like a businessman, and the rest of us are talking about a bunch of kids riding motorcycles.
I feel this way or that way. I genuinely, like, as a consumer, if I were a consumer buying this bike, I would be like, I don't give a shit about how you feel. I want to know if it. Sorry, does that not?
That's okay. That's all right.
Okay. I would want to know if this is the right bike for me, and I would want to know if this feels right and does the things that it's supposed to do. And then I would say, the age-old question, which is form follows function, function follows form. I want to be damn sure that function is dead on before.
First, primary. Yeah, I'm with
Brakes.
you. You sound like Stefan.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Function. Well, dude, thanks for taking time to talk to us. I'm glad you had a good weekend.
Always.
You're going to get back on your private jet, suck on a mint julep.
Yeah, just make sure if any of your staff just doesn't make eye contact, if my grooming room is ready with all my M&Ms.
I'll do all I can to keep everyone out of your way for the next 30
Everyone
minutes.
here is fired, though. I can only hope. A lot of eye contact.
Tim is not a prima donna. He just plays one on TV. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Guys, thanks for watching the HBS 2018, brought to you by BMW Motorcycles, live streamed by Progressive. We're going to be back in a minute with Andy James Dio as we give you some closing thoughts. Thanks a bunch. Have a good day. See you soon.